YouTube SEO, what is it? What do we need to do in 2021 to make sure we're on the cutting edge to actually go viral? But I want to ask you this question. Do you actually want to go viral? I might present something to you today that might make you not want to go viral as much as you did before. Hey guys, Evan Didio here. We're going to be talking today about why you don't want to go viral. But we're going to be going in depth on YouTube SEO. This is going to be a YouTube SEO tutorial for 2021. Grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your tea. Let's dive right in. YouTube SEO is this big world. It might seem like there are lots of mountains in your way, and there are. But you can break through. And our church has been posting to YouTube consistently. We just passed 160,000 subscribers, more than 16 million views now, I believe. And today I'm going to specifically be talking about one video and why it got more than 950,000 views. It kind of went viral. But why do you not want to go viral? We're going to be talking about that today. Let's ask ourselves 3 questions real fast. Before we dive into 3 tips for learning more about YouTube SEO and how to research YouTube SEO, let's ask ourselves 3 questions. And I actually want you to write this out in the comments. You know, clarity is king. I know people say content is king, but I say clarity is king. So what I want you to do whenever I present these questions, I want you to type them out in the comments. And it's going to help you kind of get more clear on what your answers are to these questions. So, do I actually want to go viral? Type that question out in the chat. Type it out. I know it'll take a second. Go ahead and type it out. Do I actually want to go viral? And the question is yes and no. In fact, go ahead and also type, whenever you're done with that, type yes and no. Yes and no. Now, why, Evan? I want to go viral. What are you talking about? Are you sure you want to go viral? Well, viral means here 1 minute and gone the next, basically. You know, and a lot of people think, well, it takes, you know, just crazy overnight success to go viral. No, it takes 10 years of hard work to go viral overnight. That's really what it is. So it's going to take a lot of work to go viral, but it's worth it if you have the YouTube SEO to back it up, okay? So you can go viral, and that's great, and that'll really help your channel, but that's not going to stay there forever unless your YouTube SEO is caught up on what the video is actually about. Does that make sense? YouTube, going viral on YouTube happens right now, and it's there. It gets hundreds of thousands of views the first 5 days. That's viral, and then it disappears. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen those videos that just you didn't even remember them. Like they popped up in your recommendation or something. You're like, what? I don't remember seeing that. That's what I'm talking about. Do you want to go viral? Yes, if you have the YouTube SEO to back it up. So let's talk about YouTube SEO. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what is SEO? What actually is SEO? Can you believe we're asking this question? What is SEO? SEO, for those of you who don't know, it stands for Search Engine Optimization. Search Engine Optimization. And what's important, though, is the algorithms have updated for 2021. It's now more human optimization that you want to do. Yes, you want to be researching keywords, and we're going to be talking about that in depth in this video. You want to be researching through vidIQ, but you want to make sure you're optimized for humans. You want to make sure that humans are actually going to want to click on your video. It needs to look friendly. You need to have a good thumbnail that looks inviting. You need to have a good title that relates to the audience, not just keyword stuffing. Make it actually helpful, and then you will find you're actually getting some more results. So that's what is SEO. Now, the third and probably most important question we need to ask is, why YouTube? Why YouTube? Of all the platforms out there, why do I want to be on YouTube? And Reagan V Films knows what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, we're live right now. Reagan V Films said, yes, tons of work. Tons of work. That's what I'm talking about. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it if you work it. Worth it if you work it. Okay, why YouTube though? YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first largest search engine in the world. There are more than 2 billion, I think almost 3 billion now, monthly logged in active users. Those are people with Gmail accounts going on to YouTube. That's a lot. That's insane. It's a big mission field, and I specifically talk to churches, and I give a lot of advice on SEO and tech here on this channel for specifically churches, although this does help anybody. But churches can break through. It's one of the biggest mission fields out there. And that's why I like helping churches grow on YouTube. Reagan V Film says, optimize for humans, not robots. Exactly. Exactly. Good to see y'all are getting the point. So let's move on to the 3 points, the 3 ways you can optimize for search and you can optimize for humans. Now we're going to be going deep into keyword research, so get your pen and paper ready, get your chat fingers ready. We're going to get into this, and I want you to type these out as we go through them, okay? So the first one will be research. Number one is research. Type that out in the comments. Number one, research. Research. And I like what one of my mentors actually said. He said, research before you press record. Vitally important. Vitally important, okay? You want to be researching before you even go live, before you press record. I spent a good deal of time researching for this video, probably 2.5 years in fact, and of testing and trying stuff out. Now I can come to you with solid advice on how you can optimize for search, and I spent a lot of time researching. It's important to spend a lot of time researching. Okay, research, and we're gonna talk about research in a minute. Number two is repurpose. Number two is repurpose. This is going deep into looking at your competition. I don't want to say competition because it's not like you're trying to beat them, but they're doing it better than you are. So how can you do it better than they are? That's basically, and that's how we get better. We look at other people and say, how can I do it better than that? And it's not like trying to be mean about it, like, I'm better than you. It's how can I give better information? How can I help the viewer more? So that's important. Number three is reevaluate. That's after you do both steps and you post your video and you see what worked, what didn't. Third step is important. But let's go deep into number one, research. Now, Jew and Greek is watching. Research, that's what I'm talking about. Research is important. So, I use vidIQ. For those of you who don't know, vidIQ is very helpful, very helpful. I just recently got the Boost version, and they're not paying me to say this. It's awesome, okay? vidIQ Boost is just fantastic. I use it every day. Like literally every single day I use vidIQ Boost, and maybe I can partner with them at some point, but this is what I like to see. And I know I'm trying to figure out which way to turn. There we go. So it's right there, right? It's right here. So you see that little blue line that's going up and up and up, up and up and up. I got to go this way. See the little blue line? That's what you want to see with vidIQ. The purple line underneath it, that's the normal video average. You want to see that growth. Now you see that dot that has a 7 underneath it, closer to the beginning, underneath the verses right here. And it should be right here. You see that little blue dot? That's where we could have said it went viral, and it could have dropped off after that. Let's see. It could have just bloop, could have just gone way down. But because we optimize it for search, it kept going, and it's still getting us views. I think it's getting 18 views per hour. And that's what I like to see. 18 views per hour. Imagine if one of your videos was getting 18 views per hour and it did that for years. That's what search engine optimization is all about. You can see this too. vidIQ shows me the tags that I put in there and where I'm ranking. And I spent probably an hour just researching tags and keywords for this. And we're going to talk about how to do that right now. Let's actually go into this. So in vidIQ, let me actually go to the wider shot here. In vidIQ, let's say your pastor is talking about joy, and in a little bit I want to talk about what if my pastor isn't talking about anything that's getting views? What if my pastor is talking about joy? What am I going to do? We're going to talk about that in a minute. How can we still optimize it for search even though it's not getting any searches? That's a tricky question. We're going to go deep into that. But let's say he's talking about joy. Let's see here. Hi, Evan. Noel says, you went viral here in Brazil for a video talking about the Bible on the Informant channel. Interesting. Really? That's awesome. I'm glad I'm able to help out in any way I can. I think I know what you're talking about, maybe last week or so. Jew and Greek says, I think of it this way. Oh, don't drop the phone. I think of it this way. I'm in competition with myself. How can I be better? Yes. And the key is, let me pull this back down. The key is to get 1% better with every single upload. Every time you post, I remember I heard my mentor say that probably 2 years ago, and every video I shoot, I think 1% better. 1%. While I'm editing, I'm thinking 1%. 1%. 1%. How can I get 1% better? And that's my goal with every single upload, and I want that to be your goal too. So joy. Let's come back to joy. Joy is a broad keyword that, let me pull that back down because it's a little big across the screen. Joy is a big keyword that has a ton of competition. You can't really break through on the keyword of joy because there are millions of videos out there on joy. It's huge. And you might think, well, joy gets 500,000 searches a month. It does, but it also gets 5,000 videos posted every minute about it. Does that make sense? So you can't rank for joy. That's a key word. So what you want to do is find a keyword phrase. So that's when you link several keywords together, like joy and Bible study. So joy and Bible study are two really good ones because Bible study gets a lot of searches, doesn't have as much competition, and you're linking joy to that. So maybe Bible study on joy. And then you're getting more specific. And then you can get even more specific. The longer tail the keyword is, the better off you're going to be, and the more likely you are to rank and get more views. This is the basics, y'all. This is search engine optimization and human optimization. Because then, if somebody sees Bible study, I like Bible studies, but I'm not going to click on it. To be real honest, if I don't know you, I'm not going to click on it. If I see Bible study and I know I'm dealing with depression and I see joy, I'm more likely to click on it. Or if I see something like how to be happy when you're depressed, you probably don't want to do that. You can research that more. But I would be more likely to click on that than I would Bible study because I need help. I'm a human and I need help. Not I'm a robot and I'm trying to make sure this video ranks. I am a human and I need help. That's a good way of thinking about it. So long tail keywords. But what if my pastor isn't preaching on something that's getting a lot of searches? This is a question I get often, actually, when I'm talking with churches and they need help ranking on YouTube and videos and getting more views. They're like, well, what if we're talking about the Great Divide or something? And that's just an example. Nobody's actually asked me that. The Great Divide, I think that's actually a sermon title. That's not getting many searches a month, I don't think, unless it is an actual sermon title and it is getting searches every month. But the Great Divide, if I saw that as a title, unless I knew the pastor, like the one who created the sermon, if I knew that person was the one preaching it, I might click on it because it's an actual sermon. But but if it's just some random person, I'm not going to click on that. I'm not going to click on it because why? So Evan, I understand that. I understand that's not getting a lot of searches. So how can I make it so people actually click on that? Well, what is your pastor actually talking about? Are they talking about the distance between you and God? Are they talking about maybe someone had a dream about heaven and hell or something? I don't know. Or, I think it was John Wesley and walking over the pit of hell on nothing but a thin. Is that what you're talking about? So you narrow down the video. And then you say, okay, so we're talking about our relationship with God, basically. That's more of a keyword that people would be searching for. And then you start learning more about the long tail of that keyword. You start looking more into vidIQ and saying, okay, what can I do to make sure that this video is getting researched by a lot of different people? And then so my relationship with God, or how to grow your relationship with God. How to is usually great for humans because humans need to know how to grow my relationship with God. How to grow my relationship with God fast. That makes it a little more different from your competition because your competition, there's a lot of people talking about how to grow your relationship with God. Maybe not enough, but a lot of them are talking about it. So whenever you add how to and fast, that kind of makes it a long tail keyword that's more likely to get clicked on by a human. So that is YouTube SEO, and that's why you don't just want to go viral. You want to go viral optimized. Like you want to have an optimized viral video. You don't just want to have a viral video. So I hope that this video helped you. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. And in just a second, I'd like to share something else that I think is very important. It's about thumbnails. And we're going to talk about that in a second. And it's vitally important for YouTube SEO. But first, before we talk about that, I want to see you hit that subscribe button right there. Well, not that one specifically. You know what I mean. Go down underneath, there is a subscribe button. Click on that subscribe button. Ding the bell for more media tips and tools for churches. I'm here to help in any way that I can. I was actually speaking with someone from Brazil today. I know, Noel, you were talking about Brazil. I actually was talking with someone from Brazil today about maybe the same video you're talking about, and it's really amazing the reach that churches are getting. And I was talking with another church, I believe it was yesterday. I went to the church and we sat down for probably 2 hours and just talked about YouTube SEO and descriptions and titles and tags. So subscribe. I'm here to help. I want to help out in any way I can. Instagram DM me if you have questions or if your church needs some help. I'm here to help. But now let's talk about thumbnails. Here is something I bet you didn't know. In fact, let me know in the comments, did you know this? YouTube reads your thumbnails. What? YouTube actually looks at your thumbnails and reads the text on it. Can you believe that? So they can see, okay, Evan's talking. Let's see. Let's look at today's thumbnail. Evan's talking about YouTube SEO, and he looks happy. Google can actually tell that. That's crazy. And thumbnails are very important. So it's not just, again, it's not just search engine optimizing, it's human optimizing. So the human's going to see you and see that you look happy, and Google's going to recommend that to them because Google knows they need something happy that'll make them happy. Now we're getting into emotions here. Emotions come into play, and emotions are powerful. And a lot of people kind of let their emotions control them. I know it's not necessarily the best thing, I guess, but a lot of people will click on a thumbnail because it makes them feel like, I need to see that. Like, I need to actually look at that. I need to learn more about this guy. Or, you know, whenever you looked at this thumbnail, why did you click on this video? Why did you actually click on this video? Was it because I looked happy? Maybe not. Maybe subconsciously it was because I looked happy. This is powerful, and Google can see that and recommends it to people based off of that, based off your facial expressions and your text. Thumbnails are so vital. So vital. It's the first person, it's the first thing, I guess, the first thing people see before they click on your video, before they read your title. Work on your thumbnails, and I actually have a whole tutorial on how I create thumbnails in Photoshop right here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment below if you have questions, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.